The walls of Jerusalem were broken down and the gates were burned. Nehemiah fasted and prayed for several days, and then prayed with his reverent brothers that the way would be opened for him to return to Jerusalem. 4 months passed like that. Then one day, King Artaxerxes asked Nehemiah, "Why is your face sad, since you are not sick?" It was not a question of well-being. Rather, it could mean that he was thinking of assassinating the king. This was because Nehemiah was the cupbearer. However, Nehemiah did not miss this opportunity and gained the king's sympathy by telling him that the city where our ancestors' tombs were located was in ruins, and he was permitted to go to Jerusalem and was promised the necessary materials to rebuild the walls. In the end, with the help of God's good hand, he finally went to Jerusalem. In this way, we Christians are people who live by prayer, and as a result, we are people who receive the help of God's good hand. Earlier, Ezra also returned to Jerusalem with the help of God's good hand. Therefore, we must leave the time and method to God and devote ourselves to prayer. However, receiving the help of God's good hand does not mean that our hands should be idle. Just as Nehemiah wisely petitioned the king as if he had been waiting for the time and requested all the necessary supplies, we too must prepare ourselves so that we can do it when the time comes. In other words, we must not let our laziness ruin God's work. Let us pray like this. First, let us leave the time and method to God and devote ourselves to prayer, so that we may receive the help of God's good hand. Second, let our laziness not ruin God's work. Let us diligently work and serve with what has been entrusted to us. Let us pray.